Hi, parents, guardians, students, if you're there watching with your parents as well. I would just like to, welcome you back to the 2020-2021 school year here at University Middle School. I am Miss Weiss. I am your child's physical education and health teacher for this school year. And I would like to start by saying, thank you to you as the parents for, your cooperation and your undivided support and motivation during this, difficult time. I know that virtual learning is, new for all of us. So, I got to give a big shout out to you as the parents and guardians for, just supporting your children during this time and making sure that they're doing everything that they possibly can to be as successful as they possibly can during this new adventure of ours. So, I'm totally looking forward to what's to come, and I can't wait to continue doing amazing things with your wonderful children. And I'm just so proud of them. They're so resilient and strong. They show up every day, they complete assignments. Even if they aren't completing assignments, they're constantly contacting and reaching out to, what can they do, to be better or to be, educated even further to go beyond the actual topic and the lesson. So I'm just super happy to be here. I'm super excited to be presenting this video to you guys, even though I know we would rather be in school, in person, meeting face to face. But again, this, journey, this adventure, I'm all for it. And, welcome. Can't wait to see what the rest of the school year brings. So I'm going to pull up a presentation right now for you so you can kind of just, see, what your kids are doing every day and what are their expectations. You'll get to know a little bit about me, and just like with the kids. So here we go. All right. So, like I said, welcome to the school year. My name is Miss Weiss. I will be your child's physical education and health teacher here at University Middle School. My email is down below. It is my first initial J. My last name is Weiss at Irvington K12NJ.US. So, for any reason that you need to, reach out, please do so. Questions, comments, concerns, or if your child does an assignment and you're not content with it, just reach out. We could always resubmit assignments. We are here to help to navigate your children to be as successful as they possibly can during this unprecedented time. All right. So meet the teacher. So, teachers are considered heroes, and that's exactly how I feel this year because, we're learning and we're navigating things that we've never, ever thought we would be doing before. So I'm just going to introduce you guys to, me. And I'm going to leave this up here for a few so you guys can kind of, meet the teacher. So I am Miss Weiss. I've been teaching in this district for 13 years now. I'm 37 years young. And as you can see, I love to, travel and be around friends and family. I've only taught in this district. I haven't taught anywhere else. So these 13 years have truly been a blessing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So as you can see, I grew up in Livingston. I have two sisters. I am the middle child. My parents, they're still my biggest inspiration and supporters. I have two beautiful nephews. I have a beautiful wife and son myself. So as you can see, we are all right here. Um, just a little background. I graduated high school in 2001, and then I graduated from Montclair State in 2008. I was awarded the Teacher Who Rocks Award in 2018, as well as Teacher of the Year at University Middle School, which I am still very proud of. I've had the luxury of playing some sports in college, softball and soccer. And I'm so blessed that I can now forward my experience in Irvington at the high school as the assistant soccer coach for the girls varsity soccer team, as well as the head softball coach at Irvington High School. And then here are just, few of my favorite things. If you're looking at it, please feel free to read them. Some of those things are actually in common with your kids. So it was very fun to do this activity with your students on the first day of school. And then again, contact information is my email as well as the phone number to the school. So I'm going to bring it back. to our PowerPoint presentation as we move along in our presentation. So your student's virtual schedule, your first period starts at 8:30 in the morning and it runs to 9 o'clock. The only thing that's different is the lunch periods have a 42-minute period, whereas the other classes only you'll see that has a half hour. And then as the day ends at 2:10, we go right into office hours from 2:15 to 2:51. And this is where your children can come into these Google Meet sessions if they're, maybe they missed a Google Meet session and they're behind in a class, or if they did not complete any assignments, or if they just have any questions, or, they just want to kind of come in and, just talk, have a conversation. So office hours are typically used as, an opportunity for us to engage in your students for any questions, comments, or concerns, or maybe, like I said before, a resubmission of an assignment, or maybe they submitted something, they don't like it, and they want to redo it, or if they were on Brain Pop and they accidentally submitted and they didn't actually finish. So office hours are great for your kids because this is where they can connect with their teacher in more of a one-on-one setting. So how will your children be graded this year for health and PE? We're going to go right into that right now. So in physical education, and I know with virtual, it's going to be a little bit different, but we do have a scope and sequence that when we do get into PE for the second marking period, they will be graded as follows. Quizzes would be 20%, independent assignments and projects are 20%, and then participation, attendance, contributions, and forum discussions is 60% of their grade. Right now, we are actually doing a health unit. So this is how your kids are being graded as of right now. So quizzes are 20%, written tests are 20%, and then participation is literally everything else. That's classwork, homework, projects, presentations, everything that we're doing on Brain Pop, whether it's in the Google Classroom or Brain Pop. 60% of their grade comes from that, kind of type of independent work. And then what are some of the Google Meet and classroom expectations? So it's kind of a little small, but I'll go through this, quickly with you. So when we are in our Google Meets, the kids have to really, be on time. They have to come in camera on. We would like to see their faces so we can get to know them. We would like them when they come into the Google Meet sessions to be camera on, but muted unless they have, something they would like to share, whether it's a question, whether it's a rebuttal to something that's going on in class, or again, if they are just confused on something, they are obviously always allowed to unmute to ask those types of questions. We recommend if they have headphones because it kind of drowns out the distractions of maybe siblings in a class or, parents in the background. And then in the chat, we would like, students to use a question mark if they have a question. That way it kind of alerts me to them that, they're confused about something, or if they have something that they would like to share, which is the exclamation point. And then participation is important. Part of their grade is to actually be, responsible in the chat to provide answers or questions or comments, or they can obviously, if I call on them in the Google Meet, that they would have to respond in a timely manner to be, considered a participant or engaged in that activity or lesson. Then when we flip it to the Google Classroom is great because it keeps them organized. They have an opportunity to view their work to see what has been returned, what is missing, what has been ungraded versus graded. And, it keeps a schedule for them because every day that we're in it, it tells us Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then what assignments they have and what, presentations or, things that I put in the Google Classroom for them. That way they're ready for class that day. And then, they just have to be smart, digital etiquette, where they're keeping themselves safe. They should be checking their emails. They should be checking their Google Classrooms every day. The chat, the feature for them, in our Google Classroom, I actually took that off for them. That way the stream is not very overwhelming, but they can email me via their Irvington student email address, or they can actually get in contact with me via a private comment in the Google Classroom, which is awesome. And then another thing is a lot of students shy away from asking for help. So please make sure if you see that your students are struggling, please make sure that you're doing your due diligence as well to making sure that they are organized and that they are, routinely where they need to be. And then one more thing in the Google Classroom. So when you're checking your students' work in the Google Classroom, you'll see that the button for turn in has been submitted. But I need all of you to kind of like take it one step further and actually make sure that they're submitting quality assignments. Because what I'm noticing over these last 3 or 4 weeks is that kids are just submitting work, but they're actually not doing the work. So they're receiving zeros for a lot of assignments. So please just make sure that when your kids are submitting work that, you're there and supporting them and motivating them to make sure it's not how much work they're turning in, but exactly, what kind of quality work are your kids, sorry, turning in. This is our virtual classroom, so the kids have access to this, and I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like. And if you want, you can go into your child's Google classroom for me. And then what this is they can click on all of these little icons, and then it will bring them to something that will teach them about health and wellness, and then a little bit about me. So with the virtual classroom, we did this on the first days of school. So if you actually, the kids that day, they clicked on me, they did the meet the teacher, which is what I showed you earlier. And then a few of, my favorite things, and then where your kids can go to learn about health and wellness. And I always say, be the reason someone smiles today. So they can actually go in here and click on these things, and it will actually bring you to the websites. So this one is teaching them a YouTube video on, the benefits of having a routine. This one here is a teen health website where they can go and they can Google, they can search any topic that they're, interested in. This was just a little bit of mindfulness where they can kind of come in and do a little bit of meditation and some breathing. So the kids have really enjoyed this and have navigated it. I haven't changed it since the first week of school. I don't think I'm going to change it until we get into, more of a PE standpoint. But right now, this is very health geared. So this was just something cute that I worked over the summer and made for the first day of school. So if you guys are interested in this is totally in your, child's Google Classroom, and they can show you where you can find this. So let's get back to the presentation. And then on the day that we're actually meeting, which I think will be on the 6th of October, I will provide you guys with a parent and contact information. That way, if I need to get in touch with you, whether it's for good reasons or unfortunately the negative reasons, it's just great to have, the information that's, current and up to date. So I know that this kind of feels like, we kind of rushed through it, but the day of back to school night, I'm hoping that we have a little bit more of a rapport in terms of, contact and conversation. But, that's pretty much the gist of it, how they're being graded, what are the expectations, who am I? So I hope y'all enjoyed that. And I'm looking forward to back to school night. So thank you and God bless.